Welcome to this session of the Customer Experience Masterclass. What we're going to be talking about today is KPIs and management for your customer service operation. You've probably been in a situation where you're trying to figure out if customer service is working. For example, agents might be saying, they're too busy, we can't handle more tickets, we need to hire more people, and maybe they're right. But you can also look at it from the flip side and feel like, maybe we're overstaffed, maybe we have too many people, maybe we need less agents, you're really not sure. And because you're flying blind day to day, it becomes incredibly difficult to forecast the future, which is something we're going to talk about in one of the other sessions. But what I'm going to show you today is basically how to take the mystery out of managing customer service with just a few key metrics that you can get in place. My name is John Tucker. I'm the CEO of HelpFlow. And what we do is we provide 24/7 live chat and customer service teams to over 100 e-commerce stores. And I'm going to walk you through some of the basics of how we track KPIs to be able to run these teams. So there's really three parts of customer service KPIs. First thing that you need to measure that we'll go into is measuring the customer experience. Second thing is managing agent workload. And then the third thing is having a reporting cadence that is regularly done to tie all of this together. So the first thing I want to dig into is how to track customer experience. Basically, what you're trying to do here is measure if the customers are happy, measure if the customers feel taken care of, and measure if the team is generally doing a good job at making those things happen. And there's basically three metrics you want to track here. The first one is first response time. Basically what first response time is the first message that somebody gets back when somebody sends you a ticket or when somebody sends you a chat. So it's really important that they feel like they're going to be taken care of, they feel like you guys are on top of the ball, and they feel like they're going to get their issue resolved. That first response time is basically the response that tells them that that's going to happen. Benchmark for success here is basically under 8 hours. If you can respond with your first response time, first business day for email tickets and other, non-time sensitive tickets like a chat, for example, under 8 hours is really where you need to be. Best in class brands are going to be under 2 hours, 7 days a week. So basically near real time response time for those messages when they come in. So that's first response time, super, super important. Second thing that's really important is resolution time. So the resolution time is the amount of hours or days that it takes for somebody to actually get their entire ticket resolved. So if it's a warranty claim, they've kicked off that warranty claim. If it's a return, you've kicked off the return, or if it's something else that needs to be done, the situation's resolved from the customer's perspective. Benchmark for resolution time, it's going to vary a lot depending on obviously the ticket that somebody's submitting and also what you sell, the types of issues that come up with customers and those types of things. But generally a few days is kind of where you want to see the resolution time. You do not want these things dragging out over more than a week, for example. And again, best in class situations is where you can resolve entire tickets in less than one business day. So resolution time is super important to be able to get things solved for customers. The third thing to measure from a customer perspective is customer satisfaction. So basically the rating that a customer provides when the ticket is completed. You want to measure those over time. And again, that's going to vary depending on exactly what you're measuring, what some of those questions are and those types of things. But you want to aim for an over 90% customer satisfaction rate at scale. So across all of your tickets that are actually getting survey responses, you want to definitely be over that 90% and ideally closer to 95+%. We're going to talk in other sessions or another section of how to measure the trends in this. But those are basically the metrics from a customer's perspective: first response time, resolution time, and customer satisfaction. Hey guys, this is John Tucker with helpflow.com, and I know that you're focused right now on how to manage your customer service process with KPIs and with metrics. And we've got a resource we put together for the Customer Service Masterclass that I think will help you. In this sheet, what you'll be able to do is basically input your customer service metrics that we talk about in the Masterclass, see that data over time, and basically use this as a starting point for your tracker on your customer service team. Having this in place is going to make it much easier for your team to be feeding you the data that you need to make decisions and be able to see that data over time. It's a free resource. You should see a link to it here on the screen. And again, I think it's going to help you to be able to implement what you're learning in the Customer Service Masterclass. Get the resource now, and I hope you're getting a lot of value out of the Customer Service Masterclass. The next thing that you need to measure is agent workload. So are your agents handling enough tickets? Are they doing a good job? Are customers feeling taken care of based on what the agents are actually doing? And so again, there's basically 3 metrics you want to track there. The first metric is tickets per day per agent. This is basically the capacity of an agent, the amount of tickets that they're able to handle in any given day. This is something that, again, is going to vary depending on your specific operation, the types of tickets, the seniority of agents, all those types of things. But you generally want to see this for email tickets or asynchronous text tickets, right? Like Facebook messages, Amazon tickets, email tickets, all that type of stuff. You want to see this somewhere between 40 and 50 tickets per day per full-time agent. That's kind of the benchmark of success there. If they're handling a lot of calls, it's going to be much lower because calls are much less efficient than email tickets, for example, but generally 40 to 50 tickets per day is the benchmark. Second thing that measures if agents are doing a good job is handle time. And so the handle time is basically how long of actual working the ticket time does it take an agent to resolve the ticket. So for example, order tracking should be fairly quick. Return processing should be fairly quick. Warranty claims might be a little more complicated. Lawsuits and BBB complaints might be a little bit more complicated and take more time. But generally, you want to measure the handle time across agents, so across your entire team, and then also across different types of tickets so you can start to see the trends of those. But that's the average handle time, how long it takes an agent to get this thing resolved. The last thing is customer satisfaction. Again, same metric from the other slide. You need to tie back customer satisfaction on a per agent basis so you can track if your agents are doing a good job making the customers feel taken care of. And so this is something that obviously matters from the customer's perspective, but you want to tie it back to your agent performance metrics so you can basically measure on an agent by agent basis if they're accomplishing the goal of customer experience, which is happy customers. So these are the 3 metrics on the agent side: tickets per day, per agent, handle time, and customer satisfaction. The last piece of the puzzle is to have a reporting and management process to review these numbers and to basically make sure that everything's going in the right direction. So we run customer service for a lot of teams, and what we found is the cadence that makes sense is a weekly reporting cadence. Doesn't really matter what day of the week. Generally, Monday is not a good day to do it. Friday is a pretty good day to do it. Doesn't really matter exactly what day you do it as long as it's not Monday. But the weekly cadence is important because you can see trends that are happening and react to those quickly. Second thing that's important is your team should be reporting metrics to you. So if you're the CEO or you're the director of customer experience or you're some other role other than an agent processing tickets, then your team of agents should be compiling those metrics and accountable to those metrics and reporting them in at that weekly meeting. That helps them to basically see their trends over time, but it also enables you to basically instill ownership in them of those metrics and for you not to get bogged down by the overhead of reporting, the time that it takes to do solid reporting. Last thing I would mention is that absolute numbers are not as important as the trends. So for example, we talked about customer satisfaction. You want to track the trends of customer satisfaction as an entire business over time. You also want to track the trends of customer satisfaction on an individual agent basis over time. Same thing with handle time, same thing with first response time. For example, if you just brought on some new agents, you want to make sure that they get up to speed like your senior agents as quickly as possible, and you want to make sure it's trending in the right direction. So again, the trends are what really matters most, and when you're doing this weekly, you're going to very easily see those trends over time, and you're going to be able to course correct as needed. Hey guys, this is John Tucker with helpflow.com, and I know that you're focused right now on how to manage your customer service process with KPIs and with metrics. And we've got a resource we put together for the Customer Service Masterclass that I think will help you. In this sheet, what you'll be able to do is basically input your customer service metrics that we talk about in the Masterclass, see that data over time, and basically use this as a starting point for your tracker on your customer service team. Having this in place is going to make it much easier for your team to be feeding you the data that you need to make decisions and be able to see that data over time. It's a free resource. You should see a link to it here on this screen. And again, I think it's going to help you to be able to implement what you're learning in the Customer Service Masterclass. Get the resource now, and I hope you're getting a lot of value out of the Customer Service Masterclass. So as far as next steps, take a couple action steps on your end to really level up your customer service operation. Make sure that your system is tracking customer satisfaction. Make sure that you are getting feedback from customers on your tickets. That's a basic setting in most help desk platforms, and you should absolutely be tracking that part. Second part is make sure that you track your agent workload so you know how your team's doing. Track the handle time, track the capacity per agent, track all those types of metrics. And last thing, review the numbers. Have that weekly reporting cadence in place. We've put together a resource for you that is a customer service meeting cadence agenda. It's a template on how to run the customer service reporting cadence so that you make sure you're getting the right information at the right time and you can see those trends over time. Use that resource to be able to run those meetings if you want a little more structure. But bottom line, make sure you take some action steps today to get this in place in your customer service team. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much.